Welcome once again to PSave Stories, where we share inspirational stories of some of our members. And we hope that at the end of it all, you too will be encouraged to act on your goals. My name is Absalom Acheng, and today I'm joined by a special guest and PSave member. He shall be sharing with us his story. So could you please tell us who you are and what you do?
Thank you for having me. My name is Twali Baliku. I'm a medical doctor. I work with the Uganda Heart Institute as a consultant pediatric cardiologist. I also do teach at the Uganda Christian University School of Medicine as a senior lecturer in the Department of Pediatrics. And I do private consultancies in some few hospitals around the city. I am married, born-again Christian.
Yeah, wonderful. So you said you're into pediatrics as well. What inspired you to get into that line of work?
Desiring to be a doctor started long ago when I was very little. And it's mainly to help people. Along the journey, the career choices are a little more refined now, up to the point where I am. But it's basically that desire to help, that desire to heal, help heal those in suffering.
Are there other businesses that you're involved in?
As I mentioned, being a pediatric cardiologist, we are not so many in the country. We are currently less than 10 in the country.
Wow, less than 10.
Many times we get called to see babies who are not doing well, children who are not doing well. So I offer that private consultancy to a few, one or two hospitals around the city center.
That's quite interesting. Less than 10. We need to train more then.
Yes.
So what inspired you to join PSave, and how did you get to learn about PSave?
I joined PSave in 2016 when PSave came to visit our church, Deliverance Church Kololo, and they shared with us the vision of how they had started at Makerere Hill Deliverance Church, how the membership had grown, and how they felt the need to expand to other Deliverance Church branches. And when they shared with us the vision, I thought it was something worthwhile doing. Until that point, I'd never owned shares in the company later on. So the desire to own a few shares for a beginning, I think that triggered my interest to join PSave on top of the services they were offering.
Right.
Yes.
So can you tell us about when you used the PSave financial services and how those services helped you to achieve your financial goals?
After joining, I started with savings. So my interest was to save a few. And along the way, I learned that PSave could give you money, could give you loans, which loans were relatively hassle-free to obtain, as long as you had a guarantor or you had your security. Then the paperwork was very minimal. I think that's what interested me. The paperwork was very minimal. You didn't need to tell your employer that commit to pay this money, this salary through this financial organization. And I thought that was very good for a church. The paperwork, especially being very minimal, and not everyone had to know that you were taking a loan. I think that interested me. And over time, the goals have really been varied. From improvement of my home, which God helped us to have, to getting investments, especially real estate investments. So I really like PSave loans, friendly for members. Number one is very limited documentation in terms of you fill your application fee of 2 pages, and then as long as you add your security, or you have a guarantor, and then of course the purpose of the loan is meaningful, then they will give you the loan. I found that very user-friendly. Instead of going to, let's say, bank, and then you had to have your employer countersign your loan application, and then say they will commit to pay your salary through that bank. When you get a loan, it's a private issue. You don't need lots of third parties.
All right.
Yeah, so I found that good, and I found that helped me achieve my financial goals quickly. Initially, there were, of course, as you build your loan credibility, the loans were initially small, which is expected.
Yeah.
But as you become more reliable, you pay on time, then your financial rating, your credit rating improves. So they're able to give you a little more. And they have really helped me achieve my investment goals in terms of getting property, in terms of buying land. And I think I've really enjoyed with PSave. I have not defaulted. Good enough, I've always paid my loans on time and sometimes before even the time.
Right.
Yes.
So are there other financial services that you have used from PSave?
PSave has a number of financial services, but the ones I've enjoyed most, let's say, is having the PSave share. So you can buy shares, and of course, just like any journey, you start with small shares, small number of shares, then you grow. And I think mine has kept on increasing. Good enough, PSave has regularly paid out dividends, where your money works for you when you buy the shares. So I'm hoping to grow my share portfolio, as PSave is proven to be very profitable. So I think your money working for you is a very good idea.
Okay, so how did you learn about the PSave shares, and what has that been doing in your business or in your financial life?
Yeah, of course, when you join as a member, you buy 2 shares. So that's a starting point. You buy at least 2 shares.
How much are 2 shares?
When I joined it, each share was 20,000 shillings. Each share when I joined it. Now it has appreciated. Now it's 30,000. But when I first joined, it was 20,000. So you needed to buy 2 shares, and then your membership.
Okay.
So now I think people need only 60,000 to start with.
To start with, and they're also their shares.
Yes.
And that's wonderful. So you have a consultancy, and business normally has its challenges. Can you share with us some of the challenges that you have faced and how you managed to overcome those challenges?
Of course, like private consultancy, you cannot predict how much income you're going to get maybe in the next 2 weeks or 1 month. It's not like a fixed salary, which is you can note that every month I'm going to get maybe 500,000, 1 million, 2 million. So with private consultants, there's that fluctuates depending on the business environment. And unfortunately for us as a country, we've gone through this, like other countries, gone through COVID. So people don't have money. So private consultancies also don't have a lot of money. And the other challenge is the fact that your return of clients depends on how well you treat them on the time that you give them, whether they feel satisfied with the time. And sometimes to give them more time can be difficult, especially when you're employed in the government public service. You're working very long hours in public service. So many times you have to see people times when you will be resting. Yeah, but it's a balance. I think with any other work that people do, you have to strike a balance, doing all things to make sure clients are satisfied, particularly reducing on waiting times. Waiting times has been a big challenge. So keeping your appointments and making sure clients don't delay to see you because they also have other things to do.
Right.
I think this has been one of my major challenges.
Okay. So as a public servant, you're employed, and we know people have earnings. So how can one organize their earnings such that they can extract the maximum benefits from their salaries?
Okay. As an employee, not necessarily as a civil servant like I am, as an employee, your salary will never be enough to meet your financial goals. A salary can never be enough, but you can do more with what you get, however little one gets. I believe however little one gets, they can still get ahead because at least they have income. Income, however little it is, can help you move ahead. And one of the tools that can help you is a budget. A budget, to be serious, write it down. And this was very helpful I think for every beginner. How much am I going to save? How much am I going to spend? How much am I going to give? We share the little we have with other people. So there must also be within the budget something to share, to give away, to give to church, to give to those who don't have. And then also something for emergency. So start with a budget, and however little you earn, I believe you can still save.
Absolutely.
However little it is, please.
So would you recommend PSave financial services to anyone out there?
Absolutely. PSave, the beauty with PSave is that you don't have to walk long distance to save. For members who are in the churches, you can save on Sunday. So it is basically walking to them, giving you your money, or you save by phone. Now there's mobile money. So you can transfer your money easily to the PSave account. And if I were to advise people, 10% is a minimum. Because 10% we give to God as tithe. So when you save, you're saving for yourself. So 10% for yourself. Then the others are for your expenses, to give to other people, for emergency. But 10%, I think, is a reasonable starting point.
Yeah.
Yes.
So is there any other advice that you'd like to share with our viewers?
Really get started with saving. It's a habit. I've learned that when you have some money, usually it is easier to get more money when you already have money than when you don't have money. So when you have some money in savings, whether it's with PSave or with the bank, you can easily save more. For example, if I saved 100,000 through, and I was earning maybe 200,000 every month, but I've managed to save 100,000. Once you save your first 100,000, it will be very easy to save another 100,000 because you've now developed the habit, the discipline, the financial discipline. And you can extend that to the first 1 million you get, the first 10 million, the first 100 million. Once you get it, then it becomes much easier. The first million may be difficult to get because you haven't learned the discipline, you haven't learned the habit. But once you get that first 1 million, then any other subsequent millions are easier to get.
Once you've started.
Once you get started, yes. So get started. Get started. This is what I'll tell members. Get started, and then get also educated. Get educated with financial matters. If you've saved money, that money you've saved, unfortunately, it loses value over time if it's just in a savings account. So you learn that there are some investments which bring in more returns, more return in investment, whether it is a fixed deposit, or whether you're investing in shares, or whether you're investing in government bonds or treasury bills or unit trusts. But the most important thing is you must have that money to what? To invest. That money to invest starts with a savings. Yes.
Thank you so much, Doctor, for sharing your story with us. And I hope the rest of us, Doctor's story, can encourage us to start saving and to join PSave and use PSave's financial services. God bless. See you next time.